Hello and welcome to the S&F Productions. Today we're going to debate a moral issue using religious viewpoints. And that issue is war. So, to begin, would you like to give some reasons why you believe that war is good?
Well, I don't think war is good per se. I think it's a necessary evil.
Yes.
And I think people have wars because they can't resolve their differences by talking. And sometimes it comes down to the end point is there's no more talking to be done. So that's my idea about war. That's why I think it's necessary evil. What about the things against?
I'm against war because it's basically unnecessary fighting because two people can't talk about something. And if we resolve things by talking, a lot less people would die. Think about it. The First World War, trench warfare, the two sides didn't want to be there, the Triple Entente and the Triple Alliance. They didn't really want to be there. It was just their leaders going, well, we need to go beat these people up because we have an excuse now. The Archduke is dead. And they didn't want to. And it was basically just unnecessary shooting over no man's land. Second World War, lots of bombing of people when they probably didn't really want to do it then either. So it's just really leaders going, oh well, we've got some power, so we're going to shoot at some innocents. How does that sound? Fun? And Gandhi, Buddhists as well, Gandhi would agree with me on this because he said that we should all live in peace. And Buddhists believe that if you upset the karma of the world, then it has to be balanced out somehow. If you kill something, it's upsetting the balance. And also there's karma as well. What goes around comes around.
Right. Okay, so what about then an aggressor, such as, let's take the Iraq War, recent war, or relatively recent, invades another country.
Yes.
He's an aggressor. Everybody in the international community is outraged, and they say, Mr. Saddam Hussein, please go back, leave this country alone. And Saddam Hussein says, no, it's my country now. And they say, get out, and he says, no. And he says, get out, no. He threatens the world with too much of the oil supplies. He's not a friend. He's basically mean to everybody. It's a bit wrong, a bit rubbish, isn't it?
Why don't they just kill Saddam Hussein?
So is war right?
No.
No.
I'd say it's completely and utterly wrong.
But why did it happen?
Because people with power want more.
Possibly.
He's Saddam Hussein, he wanted another country. Hitler wanted a perfect race.
But are these people with deep-seated beliefs that they're doing the right thing?
Yes, but it's not right. If you believe with what people think, if you go with one person's opinion and you think that slaughtering people just because they don't fit the status quo is right, then it's not. There was obviously something wrong with Hitler as well.
I mean, it's fairly, some people say actually wars are good in as much as, one, they drive technology at a phenomenal rate because people are desperate to try and win and gain any advantage. So things like rockets, nuclear weapons.
Nuclear weapons, they're all developed just to kill things. They're not used for anything else.
No, they are though, because nuclear weapons also nuclear power.
Yes, but nuclear power isn't safe.
Well, it's generally safe.
The reasons that, the amount of times that it's gone wrong more than it has gone right has proved that it isn't.
There's been one incident to my knowledge of the nuclear power station going wrong, and that was Chernobyl, Russian.
Really?
But the stakes are high with if a nuclear power station goes wrong.
And getting rid of it as well.
Yeah, you do get waste.
It takes ages to compose.
Okay, other things. Compost.
What? I don't know what I'm saying.
There were massive strides in aviation from the Second World War, with engine technology, the jet engine.
And also, without the war, I know I'm contradicting myself, without the war, women would not be able to get the votes.
Exactly, they force women into work.
Yes, and the only reason that they got heard was because they had violent demonstrations and refused food and fought officers. So I can see what you mean, but with war, it's like when you see somebody on the street mugging somebody else. It's they may have their motives for it, but in the essence of the world, it's wrong.
You agree to disagree.
Yes.
But sometimes, if say Jerusalem, where the Christians believe that's their holy city, the Muslims believe that's their holy city, and both of them feel they've got a God-given right to that city, and they both they're both so.
Religion nowadays is just used to scare people. It was also used to scare people, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah.
I mean, some people have their beliefs, and don't get me wrong. People are allowed to have their own beliefs, but it really did scare people into doing things. As a conclusion, we believe that war is not right unless it's the last resort.
I think the atrocities of war are horrendous, and I think it's very easy to look at war as millions of people all fighting, and the casualties are you're desensitised to them because you don't know them. However, somebody knows the people who are dying.
Yes.
And if you compared it to, say, somebody in your family being murdered, that would be the most horrendous thing to happen. But because it happens in a war, all of a sudden it's kind of acceptable.
Yes, it's acceptable to kill people because you've been told to.
Go down the street, break into someone's house and shoot them. You know. So do I think war's right? No.
I agree with you there.
Yeah, but do I think there's an alternative to war? That's the question.
So it depends, is our conclusion.
Which is a rubbish conclusion.
It's a rubbish conclusion, but war is a really hard thing to debate. Yeah. So here we are, the S&F's production of my RE lesson debate of moral issues.